Oh, hello there. Oh my gosh, I'm at a complete loss. I've been looking at the category for Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series at the Emmys this year, and boy, what's some huge shockers, because there are no surviving winners from the past 12 years in this category. Everyone Loves Raymond and Frasier ended ages ago, Monk's been gone for a while, 30 Rocks not been on the air for a bit, Extras ended too. John Cryer hasn't been nominated in a bit for Two and a Half Men. And the big shock, the big sort of surprise for everything was that Jim Parsons, who's won 4 out of the last 5 years at the Emmy Awards in this category, hasn't been nominated. I'm just at a loss. I don't know what to do. Monty, break it down for us, please, and while I clean up this mess.
Yes, Matt, arguably the biggest story of Emmy nominations 2015 is that Emmy magnate Jim Parsons got a real-life bazinga, whatever that means, and missed out on an Emmy nomination for Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series. Knocking him out were 2 real outside dark horse candidates, Anthony Anderson for the show Blackish and Will Forte for the show Last Man on Earth. Now, I know there have been a lot of interviews done at GoldDerby with hot Emmy contenders, and I got a chance to sit down with one of the guest stars from Last Man on Earth pilot episode, which is Will Forte's Emmy submission. Let's have a look! So, was playing Antoine in Last Man on Earth on par with performances you've done in the past? Really? Nothing?
Sorry, Monty, I was cleaning, so I didn't catch most of that.
That's okay, Matt. I usually don't listen to you.
Okay, now one thing I did catch you say, Monty, was that it was actually Will Forte and Anthony Anderson that were able to knock Jim Parsons off his perch. And maybe one of the reasons they were able to defy expectations so much was that on the campaign trail, both of them sat down with GoldDerby editors to talk about their chances. Will Forte with Marcus Dixon and Anthony Anderson with Daniel Montgomery. Let's have a look at what they had to say.
You guys got picked up for season 2 last week. So big congrats. Where were you when you heard the news?
Where was I? I was actually getting a breakfast burrito at this place called the Flying Jalapeno in Venice, and it was very exciting. I love breakfast burritos, but this was like an especially good tasting breakfast burrito that morning.
What's there to redeem about Phil?
I think he gets his comeuppance. We try to make sure that he never wins. So his scheming is never rewarded.
The Emmys this year, they're going to be on Fox, and Andy Samberg is hosting. Is there any chance that maybe you will pop up on the Emmy telecast?
Andy's hosting the Emmys?
Yes, he is.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's crazy. That's great. He'll do great. I'm gonna do that. Oh my God, I'll do whatever that guy asked me to do.
Anthony Anderson, you produce and star in Blackish. You'd been attached to the project pretty early on in the process. What was it like, developing the show, being with it from the ground up?
It was a great experience. The creator of our show, Kenya Barris, who's now become a great friend of mine, we sat down almost 2 years ago now. And when we sat down, we realized that we had more in common than not. We're both first generation successful, and our children, all of our children being in private school, being the only African Americans in our neighborhood. For a while, not only was my son the only African American in his class, he was the only chocolate drop in his grade for 3 years.
And with the Emmys coming up soon, so do you have a highlight episode for yourself from season 1?
I think maybe Sex, Lies, and Vasectomies. That was a very fun episode for us to do. I don't know. I'm not good at that stuff. All I know is that, every day, Monday through Friday, for 14 hours a day, the entire cast comes to work prepared, and we leave it all on the sound stage.
Now, Monty, both contenders have already caused upheaval in this race. Will they continue to shake things up, and actually do either of them have a chance of taking out the top prize?
Well, looking at the GoldDerby experts, this is really Jeffrey Tambor's race to lose, with all 12 experts predicting him to win, leaving Anthony Anderson and Will Forte in 4th and 5th place at 50-1 odds. Not looking great for them there.
Okay, what do the Gold Derby editors think?
Still Jeffrey Tambor's race with 6 editors picking him at 2 to 7 odds, but Will Forte is getting picked by one editor to put him in second place with 6 to 1 odds, so a bit more hope for him there. Anthony Anderson down in 5th with no editors predicting him.
What do the top 24 users think?
Well, of the top 24 users, only 2 are straying from Jeffrey Tambor, one of which is going with Will Forte, which puts him in 3rd place at 16 to 1 odds. None predicting Anthony Anderson, who's down at 6th.
Okay, and what does polling say at large amongst all Gold Derby users?
When you look at Gold Derby user polling at large, you see Jeffrey Tambor sitting very comfortable on 83%, but Will Forte does sit at 2nd place with 5% of the vote. Anthony Anderson in 5th here at 2%.
So do you want to summarise for us, Monty?
Well, when you combine all those odds, Matt, Anthony Anderson's in 5th place on 50 to 1 odds, and Jeffrey Tambor is way out in front. However, Will Forte does pan out to be the spoiler. His pilot episode is a pretty powerful one, and it puts him in that position where if Jeffrey Tambor loses it, I'd say it will be Will Forte that orchestrates his demise at 16 to 1 odds.
Okay, Monty, anything you want to add?
Well, one thing I would like to add, Matt, is that even if Forte doesn't win the comedy actor race, there is still some real hope for Last Man on Earth winning a statue on Emmy night. Because when you look at the combined odds, the pilot episode of the show is ranked 3rd in both the writing and the directing categories at the Emmys. If it wins the writing award, that means Will Forte will actually win an Emmy, because he partly wrote that. But actually, it's in the directing category where it looks like it's got the best shot. Gold Derby editors even put it in 1st place to win. So that's pretty interesting.
Thanks again for all your insights, Monty. And just a reminder for anyone watching this, if you want to see our full, extended, uncut interviews with Will Forte and Anthony Anderson, plus a host of other top Emmy contenders, or you want to check out the detailed odds, graphics, and charts for all the Emmy categories, or you want to actually make your own predictions and mix it up with the experts and editors, or contribute in our discussion forums, please go to GoldDerby.com, the leading website in Hollywood for awards coverage. Thanks.